My beloved child, I am coming to you in this quiet moment because I see the heavy burden you have been carrying, a weight made of memories and regrets that were never meant to be your permanent residence. I know that lately, the shadows of yesterday have been looming large over your heart, casting a thick fog that makes it difficult for you to see the radiant light of the new day I have gifted you. You have been replaying moments of hurt and disappointment until they feel more real than the ground beneath your feet. And I want you to know that I see the silent tears you cry when you think no one is watching. I feel the deep ache in your spirit that yearns for a release from the chains of your history. And I am here to tell you that it is time to let go of the pain that has held you captive for far too long. You often wonder if you are defined by the mistakes you made or the unfair things that were done to you, feeling as though your identity is wrapped up in the scars that you carry on your soul. But I want you to understand that while your past has shaped your experience, it does not determine your destiny, nor does it diminish the immense value I placed upon you when I knit you together in your mother's womb. I am speaking to you now to remind you that my love for you is not based on your performance or your history, but on the eternal truth that you are my creation, and nothing you have done or has been done to you can ever separate you from my affection. As you listen to my voice, allow my presence to wash over you like a gentle stream, cleansing the wounds that have refused to heal and softening the hard edges of your heart that have built up walls of protection. There is a specific reason you are hearing this message right now, for I have seen how you struggle to sleep at night, your mind racing with thoughts of what if and if only, trapping you in a cycle of self-blame and sorrow. You have convinced yourself that you missed your chance, that the best days are behind you, and that you are destined to walk with a limp because of the battles you have fought and the losses you have endured. But I say to you today that your story is far from over, and the chapters I am writing for your future are filled with a hope and a glory that will far outweigh the suffering of your past. I am the God of restoration, the one who takes the broken pieces of a shattered life and creates a mosaic of beauty that reflects my grace and power to a watching world. I know that there are voices from your past that still echo in your mind, voices that told you that you were not good enough, smart enough, or worthy enough to be loved and cherished. These lies have taken root in your heart like weeds, choking out the truth of who I say you are. But today, I am here to uproot them and plant seeds of truth and affirmation in their place. You are not a failure because you failed. You are not damaged goods because you were mistreated. You are a masterpiece in progress, and every brushstroke of your life, even the dark ones, is being used by me to create a work of art. I am asking you to trust me with your pain, to hand it over to me fully, because your shoulders were never designed to carry the heavy load of yesterday's sorrow into the promise of tomorrow. It is no accident that you feel a stirring in your spirit, a longing for something more than just survival, because I have placed eternity in your heart and a desire for true freedom that only I can provide. The restlessness you feel is not a sign of your inadequacy, but a sign that you are ready to step into a new season of healing where the old things pass away and everything becomes new. I see how you have tried to numb the pain with distractions, busyness, or even bitterness, but these things only provide temporary relief and eventually leave you feeling more empty and alone than before. True healing comes when you open the door to the secret chambers of your heart, where you have hidden your deepest hurts, and invite my light to shine into the darkness, revealing that there is nothing too broken for me to fix. Remember the times when you felt completely alone, abandoned by those you trusted, and you wondered where I was in the midst of your suffering, questioning if I had forgotten you or if I even cared. I want to assure you that I was closer to you in those moments than your very breath, holding you when you were too weak to stand and catching every tear that fell from your eyes in my bottle of remembrance. Your pain was never a punishment for your sins or a sign of my absence, but often a result of a broken world that I am in the process of redeeming. And I have been working tirelessly behind the scenes to turn your mourning into dancing. You may not see the full picture yet, but I am weaving a tapestry of grace where even the darkest threads are necessary to bring out the brilliance of the gold and silver threads of my redemption. You have carried the heavy burden of unforgiveness, perhaps towards others who hurt you deeply, or perhaps even harder, towards yourself for choices you wish you could undo. This bitterness is like a poison that you drink expecting the other person to suffer, but it is only hurting you, blocking the flow of my blessings, and keeping you tethered to a moment in time that no longer exists. I am calling you to release that debt today, not because what happened was acceptable or right, but because you deserve to be free from the torment of resentment and the prison of the past. When you choose to forgive, you are not minimizing the pain, but you are entrusting justice to me and declaring that you will no longer allow the actions of others to dictate the condition of your heart or the trajectory of your future. I see the anxiety that grips you when you think about trusting again, the fear that history will repeat itself, and that you will be left broken and vulnerable once more. It is natural to want to protect yourself, to build high walls to keep out potential pain, but those same walls also keep out the love and joy that I want to pour into your life. I am asking you to take a courageous step of faith, to lower your defenses just enough to let me in, for I am the only one who can love you perfectly and who will never leave you nor forsake you. My love is not like human love, which can be fickle and conditional. My love is an everlasting covenant, a rock upon which you can build your life with the certainty that it will never crumble or fade away. Think of the scars you bear not as marks of shame, but as badges of honor that prove you have survived the battle, that you were tested in the fire and came out refined like pure gold. Every trial you have endured has developed in you a strength and a resilience that you would not possess otherwise, preparing you for the great purpose I have ordained for your life. You are stronger than you think, braver than you believe, and more loved than you can possibly imagine. And I am using your past not to define you, but to equip you to help others who are walking the same dark path you once traveled. Your testimony will be the key that unlocks the prison doors for many captives, and your healing will become a beacon of hope for those who feel lost in the storm. I know you often look at others and compare your journey to theirs, feeling like you are falling behind, or that you have missed out on the blessings that seem to come so easily to them. But my child, you must understand that my timeline for your life is perfect, and I have not delayed your breakthrough, but have been preparing you to sustain it when it arrives. Comparison is the thief of joy, and when you focus on what you think you have lost, you miss the beautiful gifts I am placing right in front of you today. I have a specific plan for you that is unique, tailored exactly to your personality, your gifts, and your story, and no one else can fulfill the role I have designed for you in this world. There is a deep cleansing happening in your spirit right now as you read these words, a washing away of the grime of guilt and the dust of despair that has accumulated over the years. I am the living water, and I invite you to drink deeply from my well, to let my truth saturate every dry and weary place within you until you are overflowing with peace. You do not need to earn this healing or work hard to deserve it. It is a free gift of my grace, available to you simply by opening your hands and your heart to receive it. Let go of the need to understand why everything happened the way it did. For some things are mysteries that will only be revealed in eternity, and trust that my goodness is running after you every single day of your life. I urge you to stop looking in the rearview mirror of your life, constantly checking to see if your past is catching up to you, for I have already dealt with it on the cross. When I said it is finished, I meant that the power of sin, shame, and death was broken once and for all, and you are now a new creation in me. The old is gone, the new is here. Do not resurrect the old man or woman that I have buried. Instead, walk in the newness of life, wearing the robes of righteousness I have placed upon your shoulders. You are royalty, a child of the King, and it is time you started walking with your head held high, knowing that you belong to me. I feel the hesitation in your heart, the whisper that says this is too good to be true, that you are too damaged for this kind of total restoration. That is the voice of the enemy, the accuser who wants to keep you paralyzed in fear and self-pity. But I have given you the authority to silence him with my word. Speak life over yourself, declare my promises over your situation, and watch how the atmosphere around you changes from despair to hope. You have the power of life and death in your tongue, so use your words to build a bridge to your future, rather than digging a grave for your dreams. Consider the seasons of nature, how winter must come before spring, stripping away the old leaves to make room for new growth and vibrant life. You have been in a long winter, a season of dormancy and apparent death, but I promise you that spring is coming, and with it, a blooming of joy that will surprise you. The pain you felt was the breaking of the shell that enclosed your understanding, allowing you to grow beyond your previous limitations and to know me in a deeper, more intimate way. Do not despise the winter, for it was necessary for the roots of your faith to go deep, anchoring you securely in my love so that no storm can ever uproot you again. I am inviting you to a place of rest, a sanctuary where you can lay down your armor and stop fighting battles that belong to me. You have been exhausted trying to control outcomes, trying to fix people, trying to rewrite your past, but I am saying, be still and know that I am God. Surrender is not giving up. It is giving over, handing the controls of your life to the one who knows the end from the beginning and who loves you too much to let you fail. When you rest in me, you will find a renewable source of energy and a clarity of mind that will help you navigate the road ahead with wisdom and grace. Do not let the fear of the unknown paralyze you, for I have already gone before you and made the crooked places straight and the rough places smooth. The pain of the past often makes the future look frightening, but I am the God of the future as much as I am the God of the past. I hold your tomorrows in my hands, and I promise that they are filled with plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. Trust in my character, even when you cannot see my hand, knowing that I am always working for your good, turning every stumbling block into a stepping stone. I want you to forgive yourself for the times you didn't know better, for the times you were weak, and for the times you settled for less than you deserved. You were doing the best you could with the understanding you had at the time, and I do not hold those things against you. My mercy is new every morning, which means you get a fresh start every single day, a clean slate to write a new story of faith and victory. Be kind to yourself. Treat yourself with the same compassion you would show a dear friend, for you are precious in my sight and worthy of love and respect. Listen closely to the whisper of my spirit, for I am guiding you away from the things and people that trigger your pain and leading you towards safe pastures where your soul can be restored. You may need to set boundaries, to say goodbye to toxic relationships, or to change your environment, and I will give you the courage to make those difficult decisions. Your peace is too valuable to be sacrificed on the altar of people-pleasing or fear of conflict. Protect your heart with all diligence, for from it flow the springs of life. I am with you in every step of this journey, empowering you to choose life and health over dysfunction and pain. There is a specific anointing on your life that comes from the crushing you have endured, an oil of gladness that I am pouring out to replace the spirit of heaviness. Just as olives must be pressed to release their valuable oil, so you have been pressed to release the fragrance of Christ in your life. Do not regret the process, for the product is a character that is steadfast, a faith that is unshakable, and a love that is unconditional. The world needs what you have to offer, the unique blend of empathy and wisdom that only comes from walking through the valley of the shadow of death and coming out on the other side. I am healing your memories, taking the sting out of the trauma so that you can remember without the accompanying pain that used to cripple you. It is a supernatural work that only I can do, rewiring your mind and soothing your nervous system, bringing a calm that surpasses all human understanding. You will find that triggers which used to send you into a panic will lose their power, and you will be able to stand firm in the assurance of my protection. This is the heritage of my servants, to walk in freedom and to not be enslaved by the terrified child that lives within your memories. My child, I want you to know that your tears are liquid prayers, and I have understood every single one of them, even when you could not find the words to speak. I have translated the groans of your heart into petitions before my throne, and the answers are on their way, bringing with them a harvest of joy. Do not grow weary in doing good, for in due season you will reap if you do not give up. The breakthrough often comes just when the night seems darkest. Hold on a little longer, for the dawn is breaking, and the sun of righteousness is rising with healing in its wings. You have felt like an orphan in this world, searching for a place to belong, but I tell you today that you have always had a home in my heart. You are adopted into my family, a joint heir with Christ, entitled to all the privileges and blessings of the kingdom of heaven. Stop living like a beggar when you are a child of the King. Put on your royal robes, lift your head, and walk with the dignity that comes from knowing who your Father is. You are accepted, you are approved, and you are celebrated in the courts of heaven. I am breaking the generational curses that have plagued your family line, the patterns of addiction, divorce, poverty, and depression that have been passed down. With you, it stops. You are the cycle breaker, the one chosen to establish a new legacy of faith and wholeness for your children and your children's children. It is a heavy mantle to carry, but I have given you the strength of Samson and the wisdom of Solomon to navigate this path. Stand your ground, use the sword of the Spirit, and watch as the chains of the past fall not only off of you, but off your entire bloodline. Let my peace stand guard at the door of your heart and mind, filtering out every thought that does not align with my truth. When the enemy tries to remind you of your past, remind him of his future, and stand on the victory that was won for you at Calvary. You are not a victim. You are a victor, more than a conqueror through him who loved you. The battle has already been won. You just need to walk in the reality of that victory, refusing to be entangled again in the yoke of bondage. I am restoring the years that the locusts have eaten, giving you double for your trouble, and turning your shame into fame for my glory. You will look back on this season of your life and marvel at how I brought you through, how I provided for you, and how I kept you when you wanted to give up. Your story will be told as a testimony of my faithfulness, inspiring others to trust in the God who heals the brokenhearted and binds up their wounds. You are a living miracle, a testament to the power of resurrection life. Do not be afraid to feel, for your emotions are a gift, a gauge that tells you what is happening in your soul, but do not let your feelings dictate your truth. Feelings are real, but they are not always true. My word is the only objective truth that you can build your life upon. Bring your feelings to me, pour them out in my presence, and let me align them with my perspective. I can handle your anger, your doubt, and your confusion. I am not intimidated by your raw honesty. In fact, I delight in it because it draws you closer to me. I am teaching you to love yourself again, to see yourself through my eyes as someone worthy of care, investment, and tenderness. You have been your own harshest critic for too long, but I am silencing that inner judge and replacing it with the voice of the Holy Spirit who comforts and advocates for you. Treat your body as a temple, your mind as a garden, and your spirit as a sanctuary. Nurture them, protect them, and fill them with things that are pure and lovely. You are a precious jewel in my crown, and I treasure you more than all the riches of the world. The loneliness you have felt was a stripping away of false dependencies, so that you would learn to lean entirely on me. It was a painful process, I know, but it was necessary to build a foundation that cannot be shaken by the shifting sands of human opinion. Now that you have found your stability in me, I will bring the right people into your life, divine connections who will add to your joy and support your destiny. These relationships will be healthy, balanced, and life-giving, a reward for your faithfulness in the lonely season. I am giving you a new name, a new identity that supersedes any label the world has placed upon you. You are no longer forsaken or desolate, but you are my delight is in her and married to the Lord. Walk in this new identity, let it shape how you talk, how you think, and how you interact with the world. You are a holy nation, a royal priesthood, a people belonging to God, called out of darkness into His marvelous light. Remember that forgiveness is a process, often like peeling the layers of an onion. You may forgive today and find you need to forgive again tomorrow. Do not be discouraged by this. It is the nature of deep healing, and with every layer you peel back, you are becoming lighter and freer. My grace is sufficient for this journey, and my strength is made perfect in your weakness. Just keep saying yes to the process, yes to letting go, and yes to my will. I am highlighting the talents and gifts that have been dormant inside you, buried under the rubble of trauma and discouragement. It is time to dig them out, to dust them off, and to use them for my glory, for they are the keys to your fulfillment and your contribution to the world. You have a song to sing, a book to write, a business to start, a ministry to launch. Do not let fear keep your light hidden under a basket. Shine brightly, for the world needs the unique light that only you can bring. The pain of the past has given you a depth of compassion that allows you to sit with others in their darkness without being afraid. You are becoming a wounded healer, one who knows the road to recovery and can guide others along the path. This is a high calling, a sacred trust, and I will give you the words to say to the weary and the comfort to share with the broken. Your misery is becoming your ministry. I promise you that a day is coming when you will think of your past and it will no longer hurt. The memory will be there, but the emotional charge will be gone. You will see it as a history lesson, a testimony of survival, but not as a present reality. This is the complete healing I am working in you, a restoration so thorough that it will be as if the damage never happened. Trust me to complete the good work I have begun in you. Do not rush the healing process, for just as a physical wound takes time to knit together, so the wounds of the soul take time to mend. Be patient with yourself, celebrate the small victories, and do not despise the days of small beginnings. I am moving at a pace that is sustainable for you, ensuring that the healing is deep and lasting, not just a superficial fix. I am the great physician, and I know exactly what you need and when you need it. I see the dreams you have shelved, thinking they were impossible or that you were disqualified from achieving them. I am blowing the dust off those dreams and breathing new life into them, for my gifts and calling are irrevocable. It is never too late to become who you were created to be. With me, age is just a number and time is a tool I control. I can accelerate your progress and make up for lost time in ways that will astound you. You are safe now. The danger has passed and you are hidden in the cleft of the rock, covered by my hand. You can stop looking over your shoulder, stop anticipating the next blow, and start living in the present moment with joy and gratitude. I have surrounded you with songs of deliverance and angels who are encamped around you to protect you. Breathe in my peace, breathe out your fear. I am rewiring your expectations, training you to expect good things, to look for my favor, and to anticipate blessings. For too long, you have waited for the other shoe to drop, but I want you to wait for the windows of heaven to open. Your faith is the currency of the kingdom. Spend it on believing in my goodness and my promises. I delight in prospering my servants and giving good gifts to my children. Let go of the need for closure from those who hurt you. They may never apologize. They may never understand the damage they caused, and that is okay. Your healing does not depend on their repentance. It depends on your connection to me. I am your closure. I am your vindicator, and I am the one who makes all things right. Release them to me and walk away into your freedom. I am illuminating the path before you, one step at a time. You do not need to see the whole staircase. Just take the next step in faith. My word is a lamp unto your feet and a light unto your path, providing just enough light for the moment. Trust my guidance, for I know the terrain and I will lead you by still waters and green pastures. You are never lost when you are following the shepherd. My child, receive this final truth into your spirit. You are loved with an everlasting love, a love that is fierce, protective, and tender. Let this love be the foundation of your life, the anchor for your soul, and the wind in your sails. You are healed, you are whole, you are free, and your future is brighter than the noonday sun. Go forth in this truth, and let your life be a beautiful reflection of my redeeming power. As you move forward from this moment, carry this message like a shield against the arrows of doubt that may fly your way. Remember that every sunrise is a personal invitation from me to begin again, to leave the shadows behind and step fully into the warmth of my grace. I am excited for the journey ahead of us, for the adventures we will share, and for the joy that will fill your home. You are my beloved, in whom I am well pleased. Never forget that you have a purpose that the enemy tried to destroy, because he knew how powerful you would be once you were healed. Now that you are rising up, the kingdom of darkness trembles, for a healed and whole child of God is a force to be reckoned with. Walk in your authority, speak your truth, and love without fear. I am with you always, even to the very end of the age. Be gentle with your heart in the coming days, as this healing settles deep into your spirit and new growth begins to emerge. Just as a tender shoot needs protection from the harsh elements, guard your newfound peace and allow yourself time to strengthen. I am your refuge and fortress, a very present help in times of trouble. Run to me whenever you feel overwhelmed, and I will give you rest. Finally, know that your story of overcoming will one day be the lifeline for someone else drowning in the same sea of despair you once navigated. You are becoming a lighthouse, built on the rock of ages, shining my light to guide others home. Embrace this destiny with joy, for it is a glorious thing to be used by God. You are loved, you are healed, and you are free. I ask you now to subscribe to this channel, Eternal Soul Whispers, not merely to hear words, but to join a community of believers walking this path of healing together. By connecting here, you open a door for my daily reminders to reach your heart, keeping your faith strong and your spirit nourished. Let us walk this journey day by day, hand in hand, as I continue to reveal the wonders I have in store for you. You are never alone.